Hello there, friends, and welcome back to more Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Last time, we began our search for Elfilin here in the original Wasteland and completed the first two stages. This time, we're going to check out 3 of the treasure roads that have opened up here, and we'll continue to the 3rd stage, Alivel Mall. So, as always, let's start with the treasure roads. First up on the list is the Toych Hammer treasure. Smack to the top, hit the nails. Similar to the first regular hammer treasure road, we're dealing with the hammer gimmick of nailing things. And also similar to that treasure road, keeping your movement going forward is the best way to finish out this treasure road. Just keep moving towards the goal and don't stop. Don't get too ahead of yourself, but make sure to get a good rhythm of hammering down the nails and making sure not to hit any enemies. Thankfully, you don't have to be facing the direction you're going to nail the nails into in order to fully nail them in. You can just keep going forward and nail them from the side. 31 seconds. I had a lot of time for that one. Not bad. Next up is the Gigant Sword Treasure. Slash and Slice. Gigant Sword Trial. We got a minute and 20 to complete this one. Alright, this one is going to be similar to the Sword Treasure Road in that it is basically just a gauntlet of enemies that we have to take down with this copy ability. And similar to those, thankfully the wide sweeping slices of the sword are very useful in taking down multiple rows of enemies. So we should really have no issue taking down a slew of enemies. Unfortunately, the charge attack of this weapon isn't entirely useful unless all of the enemies are really bunched up together. But this is fairly standard. There's nothing really too exciting or interesting with this treasure road. It's mostly just things we've seen before, just with a different coat of paint. And as to be expected, we do have not one, but 2 mini-bosses to deal with. Nothing too bad, though. Just attack the one who doesn't have their shield up, take them down first, and the other one will open up their shield and just deal damage to that one. Wait for them to be vulnerable. Beat them down when you have an opening. Not too bad. Don't be afraid to take damage. Not really all that big of a deal. You won't lose your copy ability. And we still have access to that life up we got in the previous episode. It still carries over. It's not just a one-stage thing. So in reality, we still have 2 full health bars to go through. The last treasure road we're going to check out today is the Dragon Fire Road. Melt and glide. Race to the camp. We have a minute to deal with this one. This is going to be really our first in-depth look at the copy ability. I've showed it off a teeny bit previously, but not too long. So we need to make sure our road to the cannon is secure so that we have no issue really dealing with getting to the cannon. The fire on the tether burns fairly quickly on this treasure road, so making sure to deal with obstacles as soon as possible is paramount. Try and use the Dragonfire's range to really deal with these issues as soon as possible. Cover as much distance as we can with our fire blast, where we sprout wings. We can, if I somehow miss a direction, I can make up for it. Nothing too bad. Just keep ahead of the fire, and you'll be fine. Now we just gotta sit here and wait. Bonk. And there we go. 19 seconds. 1 minute 10. Alright, so I screwed up there somewhere. So I'll see you back whenever I do it right. Ooh, I think I made it that one. It took me a bit, but I finally figured it out. Yeah, 57 seconds, not bad. Alright, with those 3 treasure roads down and out, all that's left to do this episode is to check out Alivel Mall, Staff Side. First thing I want to point out is I love the quiet yet foreboding atmosphere of this stage. Is really, really cool. I'm gonna grab Meta Knight's sword here. I think that's a decent pick for this stage. Now, don't assume that this stage is going to be kind of a mirror of the Natural Plains version of Alivel Mall. This stage is very different, I assure you. It's a more of a transferring through different points of view rather than kind of an open mall area. As you saw right there, when we entered the door frame area, it swapped our perspectives. That's kind of the primary gimmick of this stage. We've got kind of a mix of Natural Plains and Wandaria Remains enemies here, which is, you know, a nice change of pace. Haven't seen some of these enemies in a while. And we get a cone mouthful mode. And we've also obtained our first secret mission, which is to taste 3 kinds of ice cream. Okay. Kind of surrounded here. Let's just slam down on some of these woofies. And there's a conspicuous shape right here. Shaped kind of like a cone mouth. There we go. Using the mouthful mode, we can open up certain gaps within the walls. It obviously uses the mouthful mode that it requires, so make sure to get all of your business done with that mouthful mode before you use it. I heard a Waddle Dee kind of crying out, so let's see if we can figure out where exactly it was. Oh, there's a capsule right there. Take down those guys together. Another thing about the life up is that since technically it is the extra life that is being used, Meta Knight still keeps his blade beam because I'm technically still at max HP. That's really cool. You get a bit more leeway on having your blade beams still active. So let's jump on the platform that's totally not Pac-Man and fill in this gap right here. Giving ourselves our first Waddle Dee of 5. Grab these coins, and we'll be on our way. Let's see here. This is also, I want to point out, one of the very few instances of a reused stage song. It's still technically the Welcome to Alivel Mall soundtrack, just slightly different, but it is practically the same song. So I will not be really showcasing it. And if you want to hear the song, look it up, listen to the official soundtrack on the game, or listen to my, go watch my previous video on Alivel Mall, where you can hear a bit of it there. Trust me, it's a really good song. I highly recommend it. As I've stated before, just check out the whole game soundtrack. The composers of this game did a phenomenal job on its OST, and I am very proud to showcase some of my favorites from the game. Obviously, I've tried my best to show off as many songs as possible, but some will unfortunately be omitted just for the sake of room and time, and not to waste, your own time. Yes, I know, game. I know that I have low battery on my controller. I know. Okay, let's check out this. These boxes right here. There's some popcorn right here. It's not part of a mission, unfortunately. We're kind of empty on missions right now. I'm a little worried I've already missed something. Even though I feel like we're fairly early in the stage still. There's a chili right there. Okay, take you down. I hear a Waddle Dee somewhere. Let's use Cutter a bit. Still haven't really seen much of Cutter. Totally not foreshadowing or anything. And here's Wild Bonkers with Gordos around the edge of the arena. We have to play a bit more close quarters with this Bonkers. Shouldn't be much of an issue. Bonkers doesn't really have too much health. Let's prep a Chakram, just chilling out right beside him to do a lot of damage whenever he's done entering his phase 2. Dodge his attack and launch some Chakrams at him, doing some strong melee damage. And that was part of our missions, defeating Bonkers with the Cutter ability. Let's grab a Toy Hammer, because I see a nail right there, and on the left side of the arena. Get our third hidden Waddle Dee. And that opens up this treasure chest, a hot dog, and the burger. We get ourselves a blueprint, the Wild Hammer blueprint. Nice. Alright. Looking a little bit better now. Alright. Let's see here. These guys take a bit more damage to deal with. These Gabons, Cubone wannabes. Alright, so there are these treasure chests stuck in this grass. Sorry, not grass. Definitely not grass. This sand, we can't really do much about that. Let's check out over here. Got this guy chilling right here. Takes a couple hits to take down, but we're fine. Here's another ice cream for our troubles. Take down you, so I'm not tempted to use your copy ability. We jut out that clock, break the glass, and it becomes a mouthful mode ability. We now can use the blow away sand, as we saw in the first stage of Original Wasteland. Capsule. Nice, we're getting a lot of those recently. My collection is fairly sparse right now, so I'm okay. It's more the merrier, you know? Alright, time to waddle along. We're still looking for one more ice cream. So I need to be on the lookout for that. This gap is too wide for the ring mouth, so we need to look for something else to fill that gap. Still don't see anything with that width, but this will fit the ring mouth. And we're giving ourselves a water balloon mouthful, which will definitely fit that weight. So I'm going to use the platforms to jump back over to that kind of wider circle, making sure not to use too much water so I can still fit in here. And somehow our water balloon weight breaks the ground. You know, once again, I'm not going to question Kirby logic. Get ourselves some cake, a donut, and a Waddle Dee. And that's our fifth and final hidden Waddle Dee here. Fairly condensed together, if I do say so myself. Still have to find that last ice cream, though. Well, there's a giant ice cream statue right there, like a giant ice cream cone that you'd see on like ice cream trucks or something. Almost fell down right there. Let's check around and make sure that it's not hiding within these boxes. Oh, it was. Okay, it was hiding right here. in that box. Our third ice cream there. So that should be almost everything. There's still one last objective I need. Let's fill in this hole. And that was our final objective. Fit through all holes using mouthful modes. So that's every objective here in Alivel Mall staff side. So let's complete the stage and check out our capsules. We saved the hidden Waddle Dees, we tasted 3 kinds of ice cream, we defeated the wild bonkers using Cutter, and we fit through all of the holes with the mouthful modes. First capsule is Carmouth Kirby. Kirby gained the mysterious mouthful mode ability after he flew through that vortex. Now he can stuff an entire car into his mouth. When he does, he turns into a peppy pink car that can jump and use Turbo Dash. It's a nice day for a scenic drive. Turn up that radio. Next up is Kirby Burger, no description. And Alivel Mall sign. This was the logo for Alivel Mall, owned by Alivel Holding Company. Making life even livelier was their corporate slogan. They ran a wide range of businesses, entertainment arenas, food shops, service industries. Now the remains of those businesses can be found in all kinds of places, empty and alone. A bleak turn. Next is Fleur Tornado. We've already read the description for this one, so moving on. And that was it. Not a bad stage. Moonlight Canyon. All 11 saved, not bad. They just keep coming and coming. You know, the treasure roads are like a hydra, you know? You cut off one head and 2 more pop up. Can't get rid of them, man. So there's one that's locked here, the Crystal Needle treasure. We have the blueprint for that. So let's, you know, we made some decent progress. Let's go back to Waddle Dee Town and check out some of these upgrades. So we've got an upgrade for Cutter. We can get Buzzsaw Cutter. We can get the Wild Hammer. And we now have access to Crystal Needle. And not only that, but we've also filled out the entire selection of copy abilities with Sleep. Something that you can actually access from the upgrade abilities and just fall asleep. It's there, I guess. If you really want it, you won't even be able to really make it out of the the upgrade shop with the copy ability. I don't think that's actually possible. Let's try. Okay, I think that's as far as I could have gotten, so let's try and walk out of the building. Ooh, can I get it? Can I get to it? No, I tried. If someone is actually able to get out of the upgrade room with the sleep ability, let me know. that'll be a sight to behold. But regardless, so we have access to a hammer upgrade, a cutter upgrade, a bomb upgrade from a while ago, and a needle upgrade. Now we definitely need the needle upgrade because of that treasure road, so this should be our #1 priority. Crystal Needle. It's a 1.5 power increase, and the rapid fire is the same. Not a bad upgrade. And we get Crystal Needle, a very beautiful and fairly deadly needle upgrade. I really like this cap. It's very visually striking, if not a little too much. But it is factually the best version of the needle ability. It is I believe it actually does have like the largest attack radius. It has the most actual damage, and just spamming the button flings these crystal shards out at enemies that do a decent amount of damage. I actually really like the Crystal Needle copy ability, so I am very, very excited to show off what it can do now that we have gotten to it. The description for Crystal Needle reads, "Ooh, how pretty. Ouch! And sharp. Release the button while rolling to launch spiky crystals in front of you. You will also roll longer and leave spikes in your wake." So it's been a long time coming, but let's go ahead and upgrade Bomb to its final stage. Homing Bomb Blueprint. 3.5 power and 2.5 rapid fire. And Kirby gets a nice little sonar on his head. Homing Bomb isn't very different from Chain Bomb, I'll be honest. It's still the bombs still chain together and are still in pairs of 6. The big difference is that whenever you throw a bomb, they become automated and will charge towards your opponent. They will charge together if chained together, which basically means that you can turn off your brain and just spam bombs that will then chain together and then will rush at any opponent they see. It's really fun to see what you can come up with this copy ability, and things will get very chaotic very quickly whenever you start really, going ham with this copy ability. Bosses melt pretty quickly with this ability, as long as you're just continuously spamming bombs at them. Once again, I love Big Bomb. The description for Homing Bomb reads, "Toss a homing bomb, then watch it get to work. It'll patrol the area until it spots an enemy, then race toward them and explode. Chain bombs together to corner your foes." With those copy abilities upgraded, the stage completed, and 3 more treasure roads under our belts, I think that's a decent stopping place for today's video. Aw, he's so cute and depressed. Maybe one day, Waddle Dee. Anyway, so I guess next time on Kirby in the Forgotten Land, we'll be continuing our search for Elfilin at the Moonlight Canyon. We'll be checking out some of these new treasure roads, along with the new shiny Crystal Needle copy ability. And yeah, with that, I'll see you soon.